Well, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? So today we are going to be talking about a similar and a new video. Why similar? Because we are on the trail of Jupiter and Saturn, because I've made those videos in the past weeks. And the new concept, because we're going to be talking about their transits in 2014, what they're going to be doing in 2014 for all of us, okay, including Rahu and Ketu as well, who are going to have a major transits like Rahu, Ketu, Jupiter, Saturn. These four planets have a major transits every 2.5 years, 18 months, and a year. So they have a huge impact. That's what we're going to talk about today, especially Jupiter and Saturn. And obviously, if you do not know, what your ascendant is, where your planets are placed, what planets are going to be impacted by their transits. For that, check out the link down there where you can find my book, Astrology and Aspects of the Speed of Light, including your full astrological and numerological report, so you can find out exactly what's happening in your life before we get started. So Jupiter and Saturn transit mainly, okay, and things you got to remember is that transit is simply the current movements of the planets, because planets are rotating around the sun and they're in certain zodiac sign in the belt. So like current in Libra, Jupiter is in Gemini. Next year, Jupiter is going to move into the sign of Cancer, and Saturn is going to move into the sign of Scorpio by December. Okay, so that's the impact that we're going to talk about, including Rahu is going to move into Virgo, and Ketu is going to move into Pisces next year for everybody. Okay, but in certain ascendant, it might be placed in a certain house. So it might give you a different result according to what ascendant you are. Okay, and this is why especially you need to know what ascendant you are, so you can see where these current planets will be placed next year. They might be placed upon your sun, upon your moon, upon your Jupiter itself. So that's why I tell you to find out and see where your planets are placed. So let's talk about the 2014 transits. So in 2014 July, Jupiter is going to go into the sign of Cancer, and it's going to leave Gemini behind. And what happens is when Jupiter is in the sign of Cancer, it is at its utmost highest dignity. Meaning that here Jupiter feels very emotionally attached to teaching people. Jupiter feels really emotionally attached in learning the philosophy of this world and life and giving that back. This is why Jupiter is exalted here, because of the fact the teacher, Jupiter, Guru, is emotionally able to nurture you through the education. Jupiter does not become a hardcore teacher. Like if Jupiter is in Aries, he becomes this strict motivator and this military coach. In Cancer, Jupiter is like, here, I'm going to be a mother-like teacher, like the best teachers that you had in your life. If you think back, the best ones were who paid attention to you emotionally, who related to you like a mother or father, who, nurtured you while you were learning, very nice to you, very caring. Those are the people that I remember as being some of my best teachers, not the one who, just came, gave a lecture and left. And they're like, it's your job to learn. Those are the one who always, especially in US now, get the worst review on the websites. But this is why Jupiter is exalted here, because the teachings that Jupiter wants to give come easily to everybody. So in 2014, Jupiter is going to be making people learn spiritual, religious, philosophical lessons with ease. People are going to be experiencing things in their life where they're going to be learning so much through their emotions. They're going to be, running into situations where they will learn something so easily. They'll be like, oh my God, I finally now understand what this is all about. And this is why Jupiter is pretty much good for everybody in this time period. So just like this year, 2014 is actually going to be a far better year for majority of the people. Because when Jupiter is exalted, it doesn't matter if it's a functional malefic or a functional benefic in your horoscope. And if you do not know these terms, please search them on YouTube or look in my book, Astrology at the Speed of Light, on my website to understand this concept. It is when a planet's Mool Trikon sign, like Jupiter's Mool Trikon sign, is Sagittarius, but he also controls Pisces, but majority is Sagittarius. When that sign controls the 6th, 8th, or 12th house in your horoscope, Jupiter becomes a functional malefic. And all the rest of the position, he is functional benefic or functional neutral. So if he's controlling these 3 houses, he's a functional malefic in your horoscope. So when it transits in the sign of Cancer, meaning that the planet that is supposed to give you negative things is suddenly now becoming more protective of those things. So Jupiter is no longer going to make you suffer from those things, but is going to protect you from those things. It's going to help you not get into debt. It's probably going to help you get out of debt. It's going to help you not be harmed from your enemies, from people who are trying to bring obstacles in your life. And that's what a functional malefic planet does. He actually brings all those negativity in your chart. Okay? But because it's now at its most highest dignity, where it realizes who he is, what it is, what it's supposed to be doing. So for people who he becomes a functional malefic for, he tries to protect from them, protect those people, and blesses them. Jupiter always blesses. But especially because of functional malefic nature, it usually brings negativity in those things. But when it's exalted, it's providing protection. So that's what you got to understand. So like, let's say for Cancer ascendant, let's say for Taurus ascendant, and for Capricorn ascendant, Jupiter becomes a functional malefic planet. But because of its exaltation, it brings more spiritual awareness towards those houses, where you will suddenly realize that being in debt is not a good thing. Why am I spending my money on credit cards? I should be spending cash, and if I do not have cash, I should not spend it all. That's the teaching that Jupiter is going to bring for Cancer ascendant. For Taurus ascendant, Jupiter is going to bring more health awareness. Jupiter is going to make you feel like, no, I need to eat right, because Jupiter aspects the 2nd house. I need to take in good medication, Ayurvedic medication, to heal myself. At the same time, these people are going to find a lot of interest in the occult. They're going to find guru or somebody who will teach them the occult science. There's going to be a lot of interest in learning things that are buried underground. It's also going to give them perhaps inheritance because of the functional malefic nature. For Capricorn ascendant, these people are going to find spiritual awareness through traveling, going aboard in foreign lands. And they're going to realize that I need to meditate more. I need to be by myself more. I need to travel and know what life is. So for Capricorn ascendant, there is going to be a chance where you're going to suddenly feel after July that I need to travel. I need to move. I need to go into a spiritual place. It's not like you're going to go into New York City or Miami Beach, Florida to party. No. For Capricorn people, they're suddenly going to find themselves going to Italy, going to, Nepal, India, in spiritual places. They're going to find themselves, you're going to Ireland, places that are like filled with greenery and, beauty. That's what Jupiter's doing. So that's what you need to realize. I'm not going to go over every ascendant, but mainly the functional malefic is what people are really are thinking about. But now this year, in 2013, Jupiter is aspecting Saturn from its 5th aspect because it's in Gemini and Saturn is in Cancer. So from its 5th aspect, Jupiter is looking at Saturn. But next year, when Jupiter goes into Cancer and Saturn is still in Libra, now Saturn is going to aspect Jupiter. Although it's not a tight aspect, it's like 26-degree difference, or 27-degree difference between Saturn and Jupiter. It's still going to impact Jupiter. So what is it going to do then for people? So when Saturn is in the sign of Libra and Jupiter is in Cancer, that means Saturn is looking at Jupiter with its 10th aspect, or that particular house and sign. And what Saturn is discipline, organization, hard work. It's putting structure into things. But mainly Saturn is about principles, following principles. And because Saturn is in Libra, it's also at its highest degree. It's at its highest elevation of status, meaning that it's exalted. It's here to do its best. it's not here to do its worst. So in Saturn, Saturn likes to follow the law, likes to implement the law, likes to take care of things that needs management. So when he looks at Jupiter in your horoscope, so if Jupiter is in Cancer in any house, Saturn is going to be looking at Jupiter. So in that particular house, what Saturn is going to make Jupiter do is to be aware and manage those things. And Jupiter is a significator for everybody, a significator of finance, money, children, spirituality, and your gains and network circles and the friends that you meet. And all of these things are going to require management next year. People are going to be more aware. Where am I spending? Where am I, earning money? What am I doing? How am I handling things? You're going to pay more attention to your children. And this is for everybody who has these things going on in their life. Like if you have children, you're going to be more disciplined towards them. Not as much though, because of the fact Saturn is not really looking at Jupiter. It's probably looking at Jupiter by 20%. But Saturn, again, is impacting the house though, where Jupiter is sitting in. So that particular house, it's going to get a benefit aspect of Saturn. See, Saturn is about reality. Saturn is about showing you reality. Now, people have a misconception, huge misconception, that, oh my God, my Saturn time period is coming, my Saturn Mahadasha is coming, my Saturn transit is coming, and Saturn is going to show me reality. What they don't understand, what it is reality. Reality is me standing here, talking in front of the camera. But at the same time, I'm very happy right now because I'm near nature. There's a waterfall, water stream near my house. So I'm feeling happy. I've been feeling happy. I feel spiritual. I get stressed. At the same time, I get hungry. At the same time, I get romantic with my wife. This is reality. That's what Saturn says, that you're in Earth. You're on Earth, and I'm going to make you feel everything that Earth has to offer. So enjoy it. I want to make you feel fearful of the wild animals that can come into your cave if you're a Neanderthal. Or I'm going to make you worry about, how you're going to pay your bill. But at the same time, I'm going to bring the most beautiful woman in your life. I'm going to give you a sudden raise in your life. I'm going to take you to a foreign land trip where you're going to feel happy. This is what Saturn is. So note it down. Write a note for life and put it on your wall. Saturn is not sadness. Saturn is not misery. Saturn is reality. So when you are laughing in your Saturn Mahadasha, go back and be aware of that. Oh, I'm laughing. Why am I laughing? I'm not supposed to be laughing because Saturn Mahadasha is going. Go to any of your friends who are running through Saturn Mahadasha. See if they always cry and never laugh. See if they travel, enjoy life for a moment. They are doing that because it's Saturn. He's bringing everything for you in that same time period. You're going to feel sick. You're going to feel injured. You're going to have, joint pains. But at the same time, you're going to have fun playing sports. All of it is going to be Saturn. So in next year, when Saturn looks at Jupiter, he's looking at its most highest self. Okay? So what it's doing is making people work hard. People are going to be working hard for the money because Jupiter is money. And Saturn is going to become this catalyst, this locomotive. Hey, he's going to push Jupiter up. Let's go, let's work. So people are going to be more active towards spirituality. Hey, I need to join a yoga class. I need to go and do meditation. I need to go to a Bhagavad Gita class, which I'm thinking of joining also. People are going to be like, okay, how can I make more money? How can I provide more, for my family, pretty much. So that's what positivity that, Saturn is bringing. What the hell is on my, oh man, something's on my glasses, yo. Okay. All right, anyway. So Jupiter is going to look at, Saturn is going to look at Jupiter for like 4 or 5 months. But then in December, Jupiter is going to move into Scorpio. And, Saturn is going to move into Scorpio. And Jupiter is going to stay in Cancer. Well, the tables are going to switch again. So this is a very important game Jupiter and Saturn are playing on each other. Because now Jupiter is going to aspect Saturn again from its fifth aspect again. So you see what's happening. Right now this year, Jupiter is going to aspecting Saturn. Next year for some time, Saturn is going to aspect Jupiter. Then back again for a whole year, Jupiter, or 6-7 months, Jupiter is going to aspect Saturn. There's this back and forth aspect. This is what I said on my Facebook, that it's really interesting that you watch this video that I'm going to make today. Because when Saturn enters Scorpio and Jupiter aspects it, something significant is going to happen again. Now you also got to remember by August or so, like mid-August, Rahu is going to leave Saturn. Rahu is going to go into Virgo. Ketu is going to go into Pisces. Again, a spiritual shift. Where Ketu, your past life, actions, your past life expertise are going to be evolving spiritually. You're going to be more inclined towards spirituality, where Rahu is in Virgo also. And Rahu is going to make you take care of your health more through alternative ways. Why? Why spiritual healing is going to become very big next year? Because Rahu represents things out of the box, things that are unorthodox. And Virgo is a sign of healing and health. So Rahu here, where some people say it's exalted, but it's not really exalted. It feels responsible that, hey, I have an important duty to do here now. I need to heal people through magic. I need to heal people through things that are not just through pharmaceutical drugs or through doctors, but through Ayurvedic doctors, pranic healing, Reiki healing, acupuncture. That's, again, health is going to make a big, major issue here, where people are going to go towards alternative healing more than your traditional healing. And you're going to see a lot of Ayurvedic doctors, come about. Like I interviewed Mas Vidal, back this year actually. So those things are going to become more prominent in your life. So occult, spirituality, alternative healing, this is the majority of the things you need to know. Although I'll make a separate video on Rahu and Ketu transit, because they're doing a lot more than just these health and spirituality things. But I want to keep this video just on the Saturn and Jupiter game that they're playing in the next 2 years. All right, so guys, this was my analysis of the 2014 rotation. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And again, if you want to know where your Jupiter is placed and where it's going to be transiting what house in Cancer and Libra and Scorpio, for that, check out the links here. See ya.